Hey guys, this is Comic Ken, and I've done it. I've triggered my trap card. I've triggered the only play that will allow me to create comics at the speed that I need to actually make this a career. And that is, I've moved back in with my folks. I moved back in with my parents because that option was on the table. I've talked in the past about how everyone in comics who's making a living at it has some sort of secret trap card, a unique circumstance that allows them to create at the speed that they need to create in order to reach a critical velocity necessary to make a career in comics. That could be a spouse that makes good money or has health care. That could be a good job that gives them the time and space needed to make comics. That could be a business that they had on the side or maybe sold so that they could go into making comics. That could be money that they have saved up for years that they're now living on savings to make their comic. It could be that they have a partner that's able to pay their rent and keep them afloat while they're working on their art. Or it could be that they have a patron that's paying for the art to be created and allowing them to live while they create the art. And for my case, it is moving back in with my folks. We have a good relationship, and they've been asking me to come back for years. So I was just like, okay, well, now is the perfect time to actually take advantage of that special circumstance. Take advantage of that time, because there's no other time in my life before or after that would be more perfect than now to actually do this, to actually go for it, to actually go all in on comics. So I realized after a conversation with Kazu Kibuishi, the creator of Amulet, that speed is the most important thing in making comics. And with my other mentor, Ngozi Ukazu, she said every page that you make with your comics is like currency. It's like every page you create allows the reader to invest more into your series. And I realized that if I were to continue staying at my place in where I was living before, I would be hustling every single day just to stay in place. Meaning I would be working my day jobs just to barely pay rent and then use whatever minute energy I have left to draw after work. And there would be none left. Every single day that I was working, especially last year, it was just sun up, sun down, just be working. Sun up, sun down, work. Put out a video, have no time left to draw. And that continued on for months and months. That's partially why Saintly #1 took so long to complete, because I had so much focus and drive on just making enough money to survive. And now I'm in a spot where, okay, I don't have that worry anymore. I don't have that hanging over my head anymore. So now it's time to take all of that energy that was being dispersed in a job, in a commute, in just trying to survive, and pull all of that back and then put all my resources and time and energy into my comic. Now all my mental focus can be pulled back into making the work. And, you know, living at home is not without its problems and whatnot, but they're very, very minute compared to being out on my own and just trying to survive. And I felt like I accomplished everything I wanted to do when I was out on my own. I wanted to be self-sufficient and then try to develop my comics to the point where they were self-sufficient. But coming back home is a way of stepping back so that I can shoot forward at another point in the future where I will move out again, and I'm not planning to stay forever. But when I move out, it'll be permanent this time. It'll be where I'm making a living off of the work that I've been creating. And that's the goal. Because if I were to stubbornly stay on my own and try to make a living while working a day job and doing all this and trying to make it work, it would take decades compared to years. You know what I mean? Like a couple years at home versus decades trying to live on my own and make it in comics. So I just saw that this was the right move to take, and there's nothing left to do but to go all out and prove to myself that I can actually make this happen. There's no excuses left. There's no, oh, I had to, work 8 hours per day. I had to go take care of this thing. I had to go do that. No, there's no excuse anymore. It's like, okay, well, what can you produce when you don't have any of those major time sucks? What can you produce without that burden on your time? So now I get to see, like, okay, what can I actually do when I go all in, all focused? Because there's been periods in the past where I've had a week here, 2 weeks there to just focus on comics when I was out on my own. But now it's like, okay, I can do this for several months and be just fine. So now it's actually time to prove it. And if you want to see the comic that I'm actually trying to make a reality, you can read the first chapter now of my latest webcomic, Saintly. It is a demon chase horror action comedy about two best friends who have to outrun the demon loan sharks that they borrowed from. Basically, it's like Scooby-Doo meets K-pop demon hunters without the K-pop. And the story backs the main character into a corner where she has to decide between the hard path to success or lose her soul to the lure of easy money. And we get to see the ramifications of her choice, and if she can hide this deal with the devil from her friend, or if it will tear them apart. And I hope you read my comic in the description and check out the story. It should appear in your email inbox or your spam folder if you don't see it. And that's all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.